Anthony is, God, he's just inordinately talented. And what he can do with a golf ball, I mean, he does it differently, he does it all by feel, as we found out.
I just do it and see if it works out. If it doesn't, then I don't do it again.
Yeah. But it makes it work, and that's the thing that we try and impress on all the amateurs is do what makes, whatever works, just keep doing it.
The way I was taught from my dad was figure out what works for you. Yeah. There's not too many people with my body type out there on tour, and so I had to figure a different way out.
If you look at all of his shots, they've all been the same trajectory. How do you control distance? You have to control distance with trajectory. You have to be able to flight the ball the same way every time. That one, the wind came up, and he tried to keep it low, and he did it really well. And if we were playing at St. Andrews, that would have been perfect. Growing up in Southern California, the weather gets bad like this, and you got to play that shot.
I had to give him one of those after he
You have to play that shot. That's important to play that shot. No, but the whole idea is to hit the ball the same each and every time. One of the things that I've seen a lot of amateurs, which they do struggle with, is that they don't maintain balance. And one of the things that all pros, if you look at them, they're always maintaining their balance.
How do you maintain, is there ways for you to maintain spine angle the best way?
Well, I've always been taught to try and basically rotate around my spine. And, you know, it sounds simple. I mean, it really does sound simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do. It's because you are turning on a different type of axis. So you try and maintain that spine angle forward and back. And I've always been taught to try and look underneath the shot. It's just a way of saying that don't come out of it, is to look basically underneath it, but also have your head match up and down your spine. So if I'm like this, well, that means my spine is going to have to be this way to match up. Well, if I'm like this, then obviously my head's going to match up. It's not going to be like that. So that's something my dad always tried to get me to do. I've always struggled with it, but I've always tried to improve on that. And that's one of my faults I've always had. Is I've always tried to get that. Once I get that dialed in, I tend to hit the ball pretty good. All right, hit one of those ones in the British Open. Hit one really low for us. So now you're playing the U.S. Open now. Now you got to throw one up. What would you do to throw one up?
The U.S. Open, I probably don't want to be hitting too many 3-irons.
It's pretty good there. Pretty pure.
I mean, I think one of the biggest keys for me hitting a wind shot would be to make sure I don't hit a hook. You hit a hook in the wind, it's going off the planet. So I just try to keep my feet open, and that's the only thing I worry about. Now, if the backswing ends here, it's fine. The backswing gets up to here, it's fine. But as long as I'm not hitting a hook, I can play a little cut, let the wind take it out there a little bit. Come on, wind.
Come on, man.
Come on, wind. But if I hit a hook, that thing's in the water over there. So I'm just trying to make sure that this club is square or a little bit open at impact, even though you're trying to hit a low golf shot. And that works sometimes.
Really? That's pretty good.
It's a position where I feel like I'm lucky to be in. Obviously, getting to be around him, I'm learning a little bit of what he does.
Yeah.
And hopefully, in the off season, I can work on to get better. I think the worst thing that happened was when I was 21 in my first event. I finished second. Then thought I didn't have to practice. So last year went to complete waste. But I wouldn't trade it for the world because I ended up learning more from that year than I did in 20 years of golf.
Anthony talks about the Ryder Cup.
It's one round of golf, but it was probably the most important round of golf I've ever played.
When Tee It Up with Tiger continues.